This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
PayPal lets you pay all your pals, like your graduation gifters.
Who's paying for the mattress topper?
You mean the beanbag chair?
Aren't we getting a mini fridge?
Can we create a pool on PayPal? It lets us collect the money before we buy.
Ooh, yes, that's smart.
Glad we can agree on something.
Easily pool, split, and send money with PayPal. Get started in the PayPal app. A PayPal account is required to send and receive money. A balance account is required to create a pool.
Hey, it's me, Paige DeSorbo, and I'm so excited to share my new shoe collection at DSW, filled with my favorite styles and trends for spring. Because if you know me, you know I'm kind of obsessed with shoes. And by kind of obsessed, I mean head over heels. You're going to love these shoes. So snag super cute styles like cute flats, fun heels, and cool sneakers from the Paige DeSorbo collection right now at your DSW store or dsw.com.
Catch the new Hulu original comedy Mid-Century Modern from the creators of Will and Grace, executive producer Ryan Murphy, and director James Burrows. When three best friends move in together, Palm Springs will never be the same. They're fun, they're fabulous, and they're turning life's lemons into spiked lemonade. Shake up a batch of cocktails, relax by the pool, and get ready for some serious shade. Mid-Century Modern stars Nathan Lane, Matt Bomer, Nathan Lee Graham, and Linda Lavin. All episodes of Mid-Century Modern are now streaming on Hulu.
Cy Amundson. How have you been, my friend?
Hello. It's nice to see you.
It's great to see and hear you, okay? Whether it's a call to make somebody laugh. I mean, you're a funny man. Cy Amundson, comedian by day.
Could you tell that to Church? Because every time I call him, it feels like I'm reporting a death. He never laughs at anything.
Well, no, it's very somber. It's like it feels like a eulogy. Every one of our conversations.
But you see, when you splash with the first joke with which you splashed, it's really tough to come back from. I spilled spot remover on my dog. Now he's gone.
There we go. The Cy called this yesterday.
Spot remover on my dog. Now he's gone. I mean, where do you go from there?
That was the odds-on favorite for the Open.
You know what? And I had two written down. The other was I have an East German Shepherd. Very well disciplined.
Here's a question for you, because we always talk about Stephen Wright. Have you ever watched Hedberg?
Mitch?
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, some.
Now, at this point in your life, and with how comedy's changed.
What's this point in my life? Let's start there.
Let's call it.
There's a lot going on.
I'm going to call it. Well, I would love to define that any way you want, but I was going to call it your Clooney stage because of the salt and pepper you got going on. That's real nice.
Some would say the Mariucci or the Leno stage, but that's okay.
Oh God, the Leno. That's so mean. Why would they say the Leno stage?
It's a mean world, man.
But I think what I meant was like, having it not be part of the zeitgeist anymore as a Stephen Wright fan, when you revisit some of the old Hedberg, it's really, really fun and really, really good.
He's so good.
I have a ton of Bill Burr in the arsenal that won't fit, and it takes too long to get out.
You can't do an 8-minute bit to open the segment.
Mitch's stuff though is short. It's almost entirely short.
Very much like Stephen.
And it's brilliant. And of course from here originally.
Yeah.
And died way too young. Really sad.
I'm loaded up on Richard Pryor. If you need some of that,
I'll take all of that.
Like I at the urinal next to somebody, still will do the it's quiet, and then, damn, this water's cold.
I always love that one,
and it's deep too.
I always love that.
I mean, that's the mid-'70s Richard Pryor go crazy, hey. But so before we get into this, now Cy Amundson is somebody who Vikings fans have seen with work through the Vikings Entertainment Network at Vikings.com. So specifically during training camp in the season, I see Cy, despite him living in Cincinnati, we see Cy around there quite a bit. And the work Cy and the Vikings Entertainment Network do, absolutely fantastic. The rebranding or reimagining of something very popular with the Vikings Entertainment Network, Vikings.com, Skull Stories.
Yeah.
Skull Stories, Grant Ridpath production over the years, stuff like that.
Back in the day. Yeah.
Right.
You know, a guy we both love, Ryan Cardinal, kind of had this vision. Because, you know, Bursich, you've heard the Skull Stories on KFAN before, and it's always been this wonderful reflection on alumni's careers.
I was thinking Skull LOL with Ridpath.
Yeah.
My bad.
No. But you know, so this is the
I got you.
Yeah, and it's this, you know, the Vikings have, it's, for people who don't go to that building like you and I do, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's this unique, you know, when those grades come out every year and they get all those high grades, it's because not every sports organization is run like that.
Yeah.
And that building is just, I tell people it's like a building full of assassins, just people that are so good at the stuff they do. And this idea that Ryan kind of had for rebranding of Skull Stories, which has been a look at the alumni, kind of, you know, you got a guy like Tom West who does such a killer job with all the alumni and is just an encyclopedia of that universe.
Tracy McDonald.
Yeah. And then you got a guy like Ryan who's got a vision for, you know, and who knows what this thing will be, but it's just like take this concept and grow it in a way to tell more stories about these people. And then you have all the people in the building who can really execute it. And that's kind of, it's just kind of the start and the beginning of that. Yeah.
So would you just, so why Joe Webb?
Yeah.
Why are you guys starting this with the new version, New Age Skull Stories with Joe Webb? And when it is released, are you calling it a documentary, a film, a docuseries? Like how do you properly describe it?
Yeah, that's the great question because it is,
which means it doesn't have an answer.
Yeah, that's just me pausing so I can think of the answer.
Collect your thoughts.
No, it is a great question. The Joe question specifically. Right? Because the first one is going to be on Joe Webb. It's coming out in a few weeks. It's called the Joe Webb Energy. And I think I had the same question you had when I got brought into it to be a part of it. I thought, well, this is a guy who's a backup quarterback. I mean, some cool memories, the Philly game, right?
Yep.
Started the playoff game.
And you're producing this.
Yeah, Harris, our boy Curly's producing it.
Okay.
A bunch of other people, you know, Harp's the skips of the world. But
Got you.
I'm directing and writing, and then
there we go.
All that means is I'm handing it off to the super talented, and then I get in the way every once in a while. But it is, the people in the building develop these relationships with these players in a way that the general public doesn't get to. And sometimes you get to see them and sometimes you don't. And I would go, so Joe Webb, basically the story is he went back to his home community in Ensley, Birmingham to become a coach down in Alabama of the area where he grew up. And you go, well, that sounds like 1,000 guys.
Yeah, that's a lot of NFL players.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I go, all right, well, we're going to go down, we're going to see his first game, and we're going to do some stuff. And then you get to understand what all these people who've seen Joe on a daily basis realize, which is this guy's charisma and his energy and his passion and the way he approaches life is... You hear this corny stuff like I'd follow him anyway, but he is so wonderful to be around and so magnetic and so interesting. And then he didn't come from, you know, the best of air. He came up in a tough place.
He didn't come from means.
The shots in the documentary about showing that part of Birmingham,
right?
It's gutted out buildings and it is a tough area.
And so we got to go down and we were going to shoot this game. We just started learning all about this stuff. And so, you know, the thing that was the most interesting is we got to meet the Birmingham AD, this guy Henry Pope. And, you know, he said this thing that some people, they might not like or even agree with, but if you really think about it, it has a lot of, you know, I believe in it, right? Because there's always this argument about education versus sports and what sports role plays in life and schools and funding and all this stuff. But in an area like that, Pope said, you know, you got to think of your house as a school, you know, like your real estate, right? And what's the most important thing? The first thing you see is curb appeal. He goes, well, what's curb appeal for a school when people are looking at a school? It's often the sports program. He goes, so this school that had won only 2 games in 2 years, that had gone through 4 coaches in 4 seasons, that has, you know, is a difficult place to be, that people aren't really investing in emotionally. He goes, if all of a sudden they can turn around the football program there, it becomes a place that people want to move to, that people want to spend time in, that people want to invest in. And you can almost reverse engineer the success of your school and revitalize your community and your neighborhoods based upon a school, based upon a sports program. Now, there's a lot of philosophies about how to do that, but like in a place like that, the way he spoke about it was really interesting. And so to see a guy like Joe, who a lot of players give back, but the one thing that I really took away from it is like he went back and he's living there.
Yeah.
He went back. He drives into there and coaches there every day. And so just to, and the other thing is like you see those burnt down, but it's a great community, man. Like the school, the teachers, the coaches, the kids. Like the three characters in the film are Joe, the community, and the kids.
Yeah.
Right. And you just get to see where that's going and what Joe's trying to do.
When I watched it, it struck me, when Joe shows up for day one of being the new head coach at Ensley High School.
Yeah.
There's 3 kids on the football team.
That's what
3.
That's what the AD of the school said. There were only 3 kids at the pre-workout. So you get to see him walk in the halls, like literally recruiting
kids out of the halls. Like, hey, you look like a wideout.
So let me tell you this story about one of the kids in the film. So there's a kid that he just sees in the hallways, like, and hadn't like been going to, I don't know if he was in and out of school. I don't know what the deal was, but he kind of had a longer frame with long arms. He's like, come to practice. So this kid comes to practice. This is before the first game. He's like a sophomore. So he comes out and I'm hanging out with the wide receiver coach at practice, Fran Trell, and they send the kid, they're just running drills. They're doing like posts and they throw a ball and he takes these crane-like arms and just like one hand swoops from the air. And I just heard Franchel go, what? And then he just goes,
where'd he transfer from?
And then he goes, Joe, throw him a go route. Put a DB on him and throw him a go route. And this kid runs a go route and mosses somebody in the end zone. And then all of a sudden, this kid they're on the very first game. They're like, can we draw 1 or 2 moments up for him? So it's kind of patching stuff together. And that's the kid he's in the film when he's like, I was at home just chilling. And Joe said, come to class. Right. So it's like seeing that version of like Joe building both the football program, but also like what his true passion is, which is making a difference in the environment of the area. It's really, really cool.
We don't get to see, PA does to a greater degree. We don't get to see as fans.
Yeah.
The people behind the uniform and, you don't know that much. I don't know much about Joe Webb's personality. Why would I? But he was a National Honor Society student in high school. He, as you watch this, he's clearly smart and he knows how to motivate people. And hearing Chad Greenway describe him in the doc, Greenway's just like over the top. Like, this is just one of those special guys that hits your locker room in Joe Webb. But fans don't always get to know that. And that's what the documentary gets to show you.
Yeah, I think it's this wonderful showcase of who he is as a man. Truly. Like I said, those other pieces are characters. And I think the only thing, because, man, the people over there at VEN, like Christian Rangel, who edited it, Will Sheedy, who like when you see one of those beautiful shots where you go, oh my God, that's so pretty. That's Will, that's Christian. These guys, who did an incredible job putting it together. The only thing that I really tried to do on this thing, like my biggest goal was, let's see Joe as much as possible. Like often in documentaries, like you want to see him talking in interviews, but you cover a lot of it. You notice Joe is uncovered in his talking head interview.
Right.
We see him all the time. We see him on the field because that's all I wanted was for you to just see that guy that I honestly think could be the mayor of a town. He could be the coach of a football team. Mm-hmm. He could be a leader at a business. He could run a YMCA and change a neighborhood. It doesn't matter. He's just so fun, enjoyable, and like, I would say genuine.
And Joe Webb was a remarkable athlete who was good at all of these different things. He was really about a decade ahead of his time.
Yeah.
I think now, as we look at like Travis Hunter is going to be probably the second pick of the draft, playing two different positions. You look at what Taysom Hill has carved out of a over decade-long career in the NFL. I think if Joe Webb, with his skill set, were hitting the draft now, teams would be like, we could utilize him as an H-back, as a tight end. We could find lots of different ways to use him. And I don't know that the league was quite of the mindset to utilize all the things that Joe brought to the table back in his playing days over a decade ago.
Well, when they ran the Blazer, okay, which was what the Wildcat single wing offense was called under Bill Musgrave, he's going to utilize Joe Webb as kind of Ronnie Brown and what they did in Miami with the single wing with the Wildcat. So they called it the Blazer, UAB Blazer. And that was the beginning of like when Tony Sperano, God rest his soul, unfurled the Wildcat as a huge underdog against Belichick and the New England Patriots and killed him.
Yeah.
So then people started copying it, and Musgrave knew he had a wonderful option there with that. But they were trying to work Christian Ponder in as the starting quarterback. But with to Church's point, absolutely the innovation and the enterprising approach would be capitalized on better now because minds are more open to what Joe can do, including return kicks. Yeah. I think people, unless you go to like Joe Webb stats and get to Pro Football Reference or whatever, people forget that how long he lasted in the league.
For a gadget guy?
Yeah. Yes.
A quarterback gadget guy. Yes. 8 years in the league is a wild number.
I mean, I don't know if it was the Vikings, the Carolina Panthers. Somebody messed around with him at tight end.
Yep.
So
that's because he came in 12.
Yeah.
Taysom Hill comes in at 17. And with the way to your point, with the way the league has changed in those 13 years is like warp speed.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what he would be now, but when you stand next to him, he is startling. He is 6'5". He's 240. And you guys remember that social clip of him leaping the pads?
Yeah.
With every single one of the best college football athletes in the country going nuts.
Yeah.
Because of his athleticism.
When he did that at UAB?
Yeah, at his pro day.
Okay, at his pro day. That's what it was.
Yeah, but
it was unbelievable.
Nuts. So, you almost wonder. I'm not going to get here and be like, he would be this pick and this, but he ain't a 6th-round pick, and somebody's going to look at him and go, in today's world of jet sweep, weird matchup, everything we can do. Yeah. I can do something very different.
I'm Cy Amundson, 9 to noon. Joe, what's the official name of this?
It's called the Joe Webb Energy.
The Joe Webb Energy. Thank you. And you think it'll be released?
I think in the next
couple of weeks.
In the next few weeks, and we'll touch base with you when it does.
For sure. Vikings.com, best place. Okay, cool.
Vikings.com, and they're going to start I believe it'll be a series. Stories part of their YouTube page.
Boom.
I believe.
Sweet. Yeah. Excellent. Well, I remember when Curly Harris, Mike Harris, when Curly went to Birmingham, and he was there for quite some time.
Yep.
And I remember, and this is several months ago, when he came back and he started telling me about this. He's like, I don't exactly know when we're going to get this whole thing done. We got a season, that's taking place, coming up or whatever.
Yeah.
But when we do, this is going to be unbelievable. So I knew when he got back from Birmingham, whatever footage he got, interviews you guys did, it was moving to him, you know? And then now to know the fruition is right around the corner, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's fun. I think it's one of the fun parts about it has just been seeing people be energized about doing anytime you can feel good about doing something that's not to be corny, but that's the thing that makes all the other stuff worthwhile.
I've seen is it the Joe Webb Energy or just Joe Webb Energy?
It's called the Joe Webb Energy.
The reason Joe Webb Energy.
We called it that because you couldn't talk to someone without them going, his energy. Yeah. It's contagious. Like you couldn't get away from that word.
The version I've seen, which is not finished yet, running like 15, 16 minutes.
About 15 minutes. Yeah. And I would call it, to Paul's question earlier, I'd call it like a short docu-film.
Yeah. That sounds about right. I think for a lot of people in this town, Joe Webb is synonymous with the playoff loss when we thought Christian Ponder was going to go into the Packers and it was Joe Webb instead. I'm still bitter that Chile decided to try to run a Christian Ponder offense with Joe Webb when all he needed to do was just like run Joe Webb.
By the way, that first drive of that game. Yeah.
By the way, Leslie Frazier was the coach.
It was Frazier.
Musgrave, the offensive coordinator.
Thank you.
It's funny he's catching a stray on that one though. But that's right. Like because that first drive, right? That first drive,
they marched. Then they got to the down. I'm not trying to mess up the Joe Webb energy here. Yeah. But when he short hopped Michael Jenkins on the shallow cross on 3rd and whatever. Yeah. And I'm like, might have a problem here with the old throwing game. But they never ran the Blazer again.
They never ran the Blazer again.
So I mean, come on.
Now, I think about I never think about the playoff loss because that's asking somebody to step into something and do something in a way. Like, I think about the Philly game. That's the one. That's the Tuesday night.
So he
started, that Greenway talks about too.
The Tuesday night game.
Yeah.
Joe Webb started the only NFL game played on a Tuesday.
One of the only modern. There were a bunch of them back in the day, but one of the only modern.
It was around Christmas, and there was a small chance Brett Favre would play in that game, and they sold it as kind of a questionable, a big chance or whatever. He was quite. I don't know what his injury listing was. But it was always Joe Webb. And then you had to play on the Tuesday.
Because it got snowed out on the Monday night or got snowed out.
Yep. So you have to play on a Tuesday. And so they have more time to work on a lot of things with Joe. Winfield blitzed Mike Vick early in that game and put the hardest hit on Mike Vick he's ever taken in his life. And I don't know if Winfield scored. I can't remember. But he
popped it out and somebody scooped it, right?
It was a strip sack, and then Joe came in, and Philly they had no interest on this cold Tuesday night of tackling that monster.
Because he was running that game.
He did.
There's a clip in the film where you see him drag an side and skip, and you're like, whoa,
yeah. He was. I'll never forget it.
Yeah, I think that's I mean, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I gotta believe for Joe Webb, that's professional highlight for him. Although he played in the Super Bowl, so there's that too.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing for him is, some of the things that professional athletes say can come off really corny, to us, the general public. Sure. But I think they because of their mindset, they genuinely believe them.
Yeah.
It's just an approach that we can't understand. And I think Joe likes pressure and likes weird challenges. So like the idea of him returning kicks, the idea of starting on no notice on the first Tuesday night game, that is a thing that is truly, so whether or not he identifies that as like a quintessential moment, I think he defines it in this run of things leading up to this new part of his life, which is also a challenge, so that's kind of one of the running themes.
Well, stop by when it's released, or maybe we'll have Joe come on the show, whatever you choose. Yeah. But with the Joe Webb energy, anything else we need to know, Cy, off what we just chatted about?
I'll give you a little tease. Your boy Curly wanted me to do this, and he's right. So it's the start, and the next one we are doing. We're going to do a little thing on Jared Allen as he goes into the halls. We're going down to Nashville. We're going to see the ranch. We're going to,
Well, he's here for the draft party. Yep. He's here for a Rise with the Guys at Grace Church. I think that's May 3rd.
Yep.
Yeah, so he's going to be here a bunch.
Yeah, and so we're going to get to see. I think this genre or whatever you call it, whether it's short pieces, long pieces, whatever. I think it'll be all over the map, so it'll be good.
Tom Segura's in town playing Excel.
Yeah.
What do you think? This is about as big as it gets for a comedian to play an arena. Yeah. What are your thoughts on Tom?
Tom's the king. Tom is one of the guys that you wanted to make it and made it. He came up. He spent a lot of time. Acme is one of the clubs that really helped bring him up. He's been in a documentary for Lewis. He filmed his first special here in town. He's one of my favorite people that has made it to prominence. I can't fathom being to the place where you perform for 12 to 15,000 people on a tour as a comedian. I mean, that's the Pryor thing. The guys who've done that, when you get to that level, it's like, I am in a category with Steve Martin, with Richard Pryor,
Bill Cosby,
with a handful of small people, and that's just this rarefied air. But for all people who could have done it, and all the gimmicks and comedy and the puppets and all this garbage, the dude is a monster comedian, and he's also good in an arena, which is crazy.
That's hard to do. Why is comedy in an arena hard to do? And I'm not. There's somebody who
it's intimate. It's intimate.
Appreciate you greatly, and let's chat in a few weeks, okay?
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate you guys having me.
The Joe Webb Energy, we put it out because it's going to be really good. You'll see it at Vikings.com, and it's a new version of Skull Stories. Cy Amundson has a lot to do with it, along with those with the Vikings Entertainment Network, and, of course, Joe Webb. 9 to noon continues around the corner, but first.
The Fan, along with BigDeck.com, want to give you a chance to put $1,000 in your hand with the National Cash Contest. This hour's keyword is happy. Make you happy to win $1,000. Use the keyword happy at
Catch the new Hulu original comedy, Mid-Century Modern, from the creators of Will and Grace, executive producer Ryan Murphy, and director James Burrows. When three best friends move in together, Palm Springs will never be the same. Bunny, Jerry, and Arthur are already close friends. But when they decide to live together, it's a new chapter with a new family. And speaking of family, don't forget Bunny's mom, Sybil, who's along for the ride. Whether it's a trip to Fire Island or a local congresswoman with a wild side, these roomies know how to do it with style. They're fun, they're fabulous, and they're turning life's lemons into spiked lemonade. So shake up a batch of cocktails, relax by the pool, and get ready for some serious shade. A new comedy with heart, soul, and sass. Mid-Century Modern stars Nathan Lane, Matt Bomer, Nathan Lee Graham, and Linda Lavin. All episodes of Mid-Century Modern are now streaming on Hulu.
Waiting for the best deals? Spring Black Friday savings are here. Shop early access now at Blinds.com and save big on new custom window treatments. At Blinds.com, shopping online for custom window treatments doesn't mean sacrificing on service, selection, or style. As the #1 online retailer of custom window treatments, Blinds.com has hundreds of options to fit any decor and budget. Choose from stylish roller or bamboo shades, blackout options, and more. We even have motorized shades for your patio, DIY, or let our experts handle the heavy lifting. Blinds.com has you covered with free virtual consultations. We'll even send a pro to do the measure and install. Try before you buy with free samples delivered to your door. With over 25 million windows covered, every order's backed with Blinds.com's 100% satisfaction guarantee. Shop Blinds.com's Spring Black Friday Early Access now for up to 40% off with minimum purchase, plus a free measure. Save up to 40% at Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper, a woohooer, a hand clapper, a high fiver? If you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. Choose from hundreds of social casino-style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses. So don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
PayPal lets you pay all your pals, like your graduation gifters.
Who's paying for the mattress topper?
You mean the beanbag chair?
Aren't we getting a mini fridge?
Can we create a pool on PayPal? It lets us collect the money before we buy.
Ooh, yes, that's smart.
Glad we can agree on something.
Easily pool, split, and send money with PayPal. Get started in the PayPal app. A PayPal account is required to send and receive money. A balance account is required to create a pool.
KFAN.
How you feeling about the talkback surging down to the wire together, Mr. Nordo?
Yeah, we got a lot to choose from. Tough competition, and I'm glad you got their names in front of you. I have the physical talkbacks. We're gonna drill it down to somebody.
Yeah,
but man, we got some good ones. You want to hear some more?
Yeah, I have. I don't get the final say here, but I have into this final series. Free hour iHeartRadio, leave a talkback, amplify it with a how. Couple of Wolves tickets at stake for next Friday, Game 3. Personally, I have Ralph first, Wolves in 5, and the how was good.
I like Ralph.
I have Kenyatta and Pete. Those are
Pete was great.
Those are the 3 that have stuck out most to me.
I'm with you on those. Let's hear some more here. The WolvesBack Talkbacks, free iHeartRadio app.
Hey, PA. Hey, Nordo. This is Mitchell from Rush City. You know, I'm here for your WolvesBack Talkback. I'm feeling pretty good about this series. I know ESPN doesn't have us. The country doesn't have us. But I know we're going to do it. We're not going to lose in 5. We're not going to lose in 6. We're going to win in 6. That's how it's going to happen. Nas Reed's going to go off. Julius Randle's going to play his best games. Anthony Edwards is going to be total lockdown. I know it. And to prove it, I'm going to hit you with the Wolf Howl. You ready? Ow!
Minnesota is so hot.
Well done, Mitchell.
A little double howl in there. Like it.
Called the contest Wolves Back, which is what it's called. We like that very much, Mitchell, and it's going to be under significant consideration about 5 minutes from now when the con picks a winner.
What's up, fellas? This is Mike from Howell City. This is what I think needs to happen for the Timberwolves to pull it out against the Lakers. We need the core 4 of Dante DiVincenzo, Jaden McDaniels, Mike Conley, and Nas Reed to knock down those open threes. And let me hear you howl.
This is a guy who just wanted to howl, really.
Yeah. Thank you. What's up, fellas? This is Mike from
Howell City.
Yeah,
Mike from Howell City.
I think Mike told us we need to hit our open shots, but then it's really just about the howl.
Yeah,
it's an excellent howl.
Yeah, right. But this whole thing is about the howl, as in the basketball team, the howl.
Faith Radio crew. Hey, this is Dakota from New Ulm, working over here in Lake Crystal. I think, one, the disrespect by the Lakers. You watch some of their interviews, they're just laughing and joking. We're just getting overlooked, and that's where we sit good. Our bench is too deep. We've got too much size, and we are just going to run through them. Ow! Wolves in 5.
Thank you, Rochester.
Dakota has made a late surge into my top 3, and here's why. He did everything right. He said his name, formulated a cool opinion. The howl was good. He did it from work. Okay, and you could hear whatever toil was being executed. You could hear it in the background. And you know what? I mean, the least we can do if somebody is legitimately compromising their ability to keep a job is give them a couple of Timberwolves Lakers tickets. I'm not saying Dakota's going to win, but I got a lot of respect for the way you delivered that, my man.
Talkbacks.
Jake from Pine River.
Hey, Jake.
I've been a fan so long. I remember way back in the day, we didn't know if our best player was Luke Ridnour or Lexi Sved. I think the way we win, stay even with the starters, and our bench is night and day better. Better defense, bigger, stronger, tougher. Let's go. I say Wolves in 5. Let's go.
Thank you, Mandan.
Good job, Jake.
Little muted from the mic, but that was a great howl. Underrated howl.
Agreed.
It was a howl in AM, but here we are in FM.
It's a mono howl.
Hey.
Civil here. Can we please make Luka defend in this series? Last year he was in foul trouble, and Finch did not even attempt to go at him and get him his 5th foul. Just unexcusable. What are the Wolves going to do when they switch with LeBron? Well, what the heck are the Lakers going to do if they have to switch with Luka? How?
Thank you,
You can't just say howl.
Sure you can.
You can't just say howl. You have to do the howl.
Sybil went hard to the hall. I mean, we had a Finch knock in there. we had some low-key McDaniels gets in foul trouble intonations.
I think that was civil. I think that sounded like Johnny.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it sounded like he
servant.
Oh, civil servant. Well done, Johnny K. Well done. But the howl was antithetical to what people are looking for.
The acapella howl was awful.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. It was different, and that's where we are.
Hey guys, Morgan from Minneapolis here. The Lakers are one of the worst three-point shooting teams in the NBA and have been since 2022. At the same time, they're one of the best free throw shooting teams in the NBA. Free throws are the cake. Three-pointers are the icing. Don't let them have icing. Stay home on the corners. If we do that, we can beat this team. Make Luka and LeBron score 100 points combined.
Thank you, East Grand Forks.
Drew that howl.
That's an underrated howl right there. That was pretty good.
Was he in a library or something?
I like it.
He had speakeasy?
Yeah.
He had some metaphor to him with a granted it's a cliche, but the icing and the cake. So he put a little thought into that, did old Morgan.
I think he was in the middle of taking the ACT.
It's lunchtime.
He just decided to snap off a
All right. Last one, and let's see if somebody can come from behind and surge to victory in the final segment.
All right, here we go. Last talkback you'll hear, and then a winner will be crowned next segment.
What's up, guys? This is Ben Wolf from out here in the middle of Cornfields, Minnesota. Tractors everywhere from the comfort of my road grader.
His last name's Wolf?
And the way we road grade these Lakers out of the postseason, just don't play into their hands. We got crybabies and floppers all over on their side of the ball. We got to stay true to our identity, offense, and our big defense. We got to stifle these big guys out there. And Wild in Vegas, let's go, baby. Wolves got it, Game 6.
Thank you, Wabasha.
That was good.
That's my winner.
Now, I ran out of time. You needed one extra second.
He's my winner. I don't get to choose it, but his last name is Wolf. We're talking about the howl.
Do you believe him?
Secondly, his how was as good as we've heard. Thirdly, it's a Farming Friday every single Friday, 9 to noon in the Combine Covenant.
I can confirm the name is accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
So
now, is there any chance he changed? He's such a big Timberwolves fan. He changed his name to Wolf.
For sure. Absolutely. There's a chance.
They got to reward that.
But that, you know what? I know it's a prisoner of the moment type take because it's the last one I heard. But the Farming Friday bit, that got me over the hump. That got me over the hump. I got a lot of respect for the farmers and the Combine Covenant.
You're a great thresher mind.
I used to be. I haven't gone threshing in about 8 years. It's 11:45. We choose the winner of the WolvesBack Talkback contest when we return to...
Catch the new Hulu original comedy, Mid-Century Modern, from the creators of Will and Grace, executive producer Ryan Murphy, and director James Burrows. When three best friends move in together, Palm Springs will never be the same. Bunny, Jerry, and Arthur are already close friends. But when they decide to live together, it's a new chapter with a new family. And speaking of family, don't forget Bunny's mom, Sybil, who's along for the ride. Whether it's a trip to Fire Island or a local congresswoman with a wild side, these roomies know how to do it with style. They're fun, they're fabulous, and they're turning life's lemons into spiked lemonade. So shake up a batch of cocktails, relax by the pool, and get ready for some serious shade. A new comedy with heart, soul, and sass. Mid-Century Modern stars Nathan Lane, Matt Bomer, Nathan Lee Graham, and Linda Lavin. All episodes of Mid-Century Modern are now streaming on Hulu.
How to have fun anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
PayPal lets you pay all your pals, like your graduation gifters.
Who's paying for the mattress topper?
You mean the beanbag chair?
Aren't we getting a mini fridge?
Can we create a pool on PayPal? It lets us collect the money before we buy.
Ooh, yes, that's smart.
Glad we can agree on something.
Easily pool, split, and send money with PayPal. Get started in the PayPal app. A PayPal account is required to send and receive money. A balance account is required to create a pool.
This message comes from Greenlight. Ready to start talking to your kids about financial literacy? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app that teaches kids and teens how to earn, save, spend wisely, and invest with your guardrails in place. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on what your kids are spending with real-time notifications. Join millions of parents and kids building healthy financial habits together on Greenlight. Get started risk-free at greenlight.com/iHeart.
KFAN. Who wants to go to that Wolves-Lakers Game 3? First and foremost, thank you to everybody for listening to KFAN, if and or when you do. Secondly, the talkbacks were fantastic, and the filings of the talkbacks voluminous. So thank you very much. We got through as many as we possibly could. We played the most back that we played in the history of 9 to noon, and the WolvesBack Talkback requires a champion. And here is said champion.
Indeed. Thank you, Ben.
What's up, guys? This is Ben Wolf from out here in the middle of cornfields, Minnesota. Tractors everywhere from the comfort of my road grader. And the way we road grade these Lakers out of the postseason, just don't play into their hands. We got crybabies and floppers all over on their side of the ball. We got to stay true to our identity, offense, and our big defense. We got to stifle these big guys out there. And Wild in Vegas, let's
Stifle
go,
Tower.
baby. Wolves got it, Game 6.
Congratulations, Ben.
Congratulations. Well done. Thank you once again, everybody. And most importantly, more important than the tickets and everything else, have a beautiful Easter. It's an awesome, awesome day for an awesome reason. May God bless all you and your families. Thank you for listening to 9 to noon. Here comes an order for the wrap on the show.
Promotions will be reaching out to you, Ben, so look forward to that. Congrats on the tickets. Thanks for listening to 9 to noon. Everyone, as PA said, have a great Easter holiday. Okay, we're all on the howl. Fee and Wolves in 6. Lakers just throw in the towel. Yeah, they have shooting with Reeves and, of course, Luka, but pacify them with Fulton Beer and a gift card to Buka. Now, next Thursday, it's going to be the day. Pick 24's announced from the podium in Green Bay. Could it be Zucker, Zabel, Harmon, or Barron? Some fans just pumped that they know it won't be Aaron. And someday we'll move on from that talker. It's JJ's team now, right? You're off your rocker. Got to steam on a pick the way they lean. Are you hinting? Until then, we're stuck playing with our aha Clintons. Now, tomorrow, Sauce and I noon on the draft, unless he gets stuck in his tub like William Howard Taft. Perfect for the auto show. Motorcycle twins, digging for hot Vikes takes and garbage bins.
I want to win, man. That's all I care about.
Podcast today's Paul Allen Show, or listen back to previous show and interviews by going to the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.
Are you still quoting 30-year-old movies? Have you said cool beans in the past 90 days? Do you think Discover isn't widely accepted? If this sounds like you, you're stuck in the past. Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. And every time you make a purchase with your card, you automatically earn cash back. Welcome to the now. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/creditcard, based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Hello, darlings. Pack your suitcase for a new season of the Hulu original reality series Vanderpump Villa.
Let's do this. Ciao, it's Stassi. Of course Lisa brought in her favorite to be resident chaperone of the castle.
Stassi is an icon. She's my eyes and ears.
I love this.
Get ready for the luxury and drama that awaits us in Italy.
Cheers to all the toxic couples in the castle.
Season 2 of Vanderpump Villa premieres April 24th.
Streaming on Hulu.
Do you own a business that's ready to thrive? It's time to let Intuit QuickBooks take things like unpaid invoices and tracking expenses off your plate so you can take things to the next level. Intuit QuickBooks is an all-in-one business platform that can help with those day-to-day tasks like invoicing and expenses. Manage and grow your business all in one place. Intuit QuickBooks, your way to money. Money movement services are provided by Intuit Payments, Inc., licensed as a money transmitter by the New York State Department of Financial Services.
PayPal lets you pay all your pals, like your graduation gifters.
Who's paying for the mattress topper?
You mean the beanbag chair?
Aren't we getting a mini fridge?
Can we create a pool on PayPal? It lets us collect the money before we buy.
Ooh, yes, that's smart.
Glad we can agree on something.
Easily pool, split, and send money with PayPal. Get started in the PayPal app. A PayPal account is required to send and receive money. A balance account is required to create a pool.